Come on in, guys, relax, and let's talk about the victory track meta. Now, victory track has been pretty interesting this season. I finally got some time to play it. I know it's quite late. I was busy with some other stuff, so I'm going to share with you with some of the unusual attackers that really worked well for me. And the first one of them is going to be Werewolf by Night. Now, why is he so good for victory track? Is because you know that he can pause his rage whenever there is two or more buff on the opponent, so he becomes out to be a great attacker. So every time you are going to repeat your same basic attack, you're going to give the opponent a prowess, and because prowess is a buff, you can typically keep all of your rage on you forever. And Werewolf by Night really takes out a lot of defenders for you. Now, this is a quick takedown of a sentinel, nothing too difficult there, but here is the one that really will show you his power. I'm going against the Jean Grey here, and all I'm trying to do is to slowly build up to my SP2. Yes, you need a little bit careful to be against the reverse controls, but all in all, he is very tanky, and if you take any kind of block damage, you are going to heal it back once you get into your frenzy. Here I am with a big SP2, the shield from Jean Grey is down, and look at it melt away. And the first hit, even though I took it on the block, I was able to kind of tank it because my regen is active. So as long as I have those prowesses on her, my frenzy mode is not going to disappear, and I'm going to do quite a bit of damage. Here again, big SP2, my frenzy is paused, and because of that, there's going to be a lot of rupture damage. So he can take out quite a few defenders. That includes somebody like Captain Marvel quite easily as well. He can also take out Yelena Belova. I will do a separate video on Wolf, how amazing he is in this victory track meta, and also on the Gladiator Circuit week 1 and week 2. So if you have him, I would suggest him, bring him in. He's going to do a lot of damage. And just before you know it, you're going to bring down Jean Grey, and for any defender for that matter. Next one is a little no-brainer. That is going to be a Gladiator, because he can kind of chain his heavy attacks at the end of his basics, and you can take those prowesses for yourself. Now, it's not that easy, to be honest, because somebody like Zola is going to be really annoying because he creates a lot of distance with the SP1. So you have to be really careful about that. Now, the trick to kind of evade and not get rooted for Zola is going to be, you take the first beam very near so the root timer does not activate, and then the second beam you can dash back. So let me see if I can try that again over here. I'm waiting for him to throw the SP1. Kind of pushed him to an SP2. That was a bit annoying. I mean, you can take SP2 is much easier to evade, but then you take a lot of disintegration damage, so you have to be careful about that. But look at him melting away your Zola. Right there, you saw the SP1 Dex. I delayed it on the dashback so I don't get rooted in my place. The other defenders he can take are going to be Thing, can be a Red Skulls. All of those pesky techs that have a lot of armor can be taken down easy, and with all of those prowesses that you amass for yourself with the heavy spam, you are going to gain a lot of those prowess and extra damage. Now, she is probably my MVP when it comes to attackers. That is going to be Jean Grey, but when you look at her at first, it doesn't feel like she's going to be that attacker. The great thing about her is her Neuroshock, so any champion that kind of evades, that kind of miss does not work, because Neuroshock will counter that. So a lot of champions die very quickly against Jean Grey. So for example, your Jessica Drew, also your Photon, any champion that has a miss works super well. On top of it, Jean Grey is also going to be very tanky because of her shield, so she is going to be one of the best attackers you have. If you have a rank 4, I would definitely use her on attack rather than defense, because she does an amazing job. Of course, you need to know how to play the matchup. So for example, for Jessica Drew, it's much easier to push her to an SP2 and then get your Neuroshocks up, and also she passively stuns the opponents, so there is a lot of places you can save yourself. And you notice that I am also healing up because of my willpower, and I'm almost back to full health. So yeah, if you have a Jean Grey, she is going to be awesome. There are some crazy takedowns with me. I'll do a separate video on that. I also took out High Evil with Jean Grey, and that was one of my favorite fights. because she was able to tank all the detonate damage because of her shield. So that was a fun fight as well. I'll do a video on it later and show you all the fights that Jean Grey can take. She is just insane. And of course, no victory track video is complete without Nico Minoru. She is an amazing defender and even amazing attacker. Now, Deathless Thanos for me is one of my banes of existence whenever I go against anybody, because he is going to be super annoying to deal with because of his safeguard, and he does not take much damage. It's a very slow fight. So Nico Minoru is one of the best counters when it comes to it. Just spam your heavies in the corner, get those Fury, spam your SP2, or you can go with an SP2, SP1 rotation. That works out as well. Missed it out there. That was some bad play from me, but don't take anything away from Nico Minoru. She is just amazing. She can easily take out your attackers like Serpent, your Dark Phoenix, also somebody like Carolina Dean. So he is an amazing cosmic killer, and on top of it, with all of those prowess that you give to the opponent using the same basic attack twice in a row because of the node, you will dispel that because of buff immunity and convert that into poison, and that takes away the defender quite comfortably. A must-have on your deck. Now, next up is a very new champion for me. I am not really well versed with him, but he takes out so many attackers. He is so many defenders. He is just amazing. He is a bit slow, or maybe I just don't know how to play with him. Maybe I should be using a little more heavy attacks and do more knockdown. But the basic rotation here is get your SP1 out, get your mine up, and then just keep hitting the defender into it. In hindsight, a better way to do that is to throw an SP1 when you corner him. Now, when his passive stun is ready, the more you charge your heavy, your mine is charged. And every time you go on tops of the mine, when it's charged, he will take damage. So this is a very quick fight with Maker. There are some other amazing fights that he can take. Victory Track and also Gladiator Circuit Week 1 are the ones where he will work super well. So just getting to an SP2, and now I'm going to charge my heavy and then go into an SP2 for a big damage and kaboom. Now, because Ant-Man here has an ability where he can reduce the damage of burst, so that's why he didn't die there. But if you go against any kind of other attacker, Maker will do amazing. So here again, I'm going to go into the SP1 again. Not the best fight to show, to be honest, when it comes to Maker, but then again, even against Phantom, you can do great. There we go. Push him to an SP2. Now he's cornered and he has that mine ready. So I just need to push him and take him to a corner, just using my 5-hit combo so I can push him to the mine and kill him off. When the mine is ready, there we go, kaboom, and he's dead. Now next up again is going to be Okoye. Okoye was my, I think, first rank 4, so I have a very soft spot for her. She is just awesome. Now when you look at this fight, this is one of my favorite matchups when it comes to Battlegrounds or in anything, because you really have to play well when it comes to kind of parry and reduce the charges on your Zemo. On your Zola. But remember that with all of those shock damage, because of damage over time, Zola is very susceptible to it. So Okoye does a great job against that. So don't worry about the damage that will come. You will see him melt away. The difficult part here is how do you manage all of those charges. So now he has 18. I have to parry him. So I have to wait for the AI to kind of use a 3 or 4 hit combo so I can parry him. And at the same time, I have to stay near him, so I don't want to get rooted, because with root there will be disorient that will reduce my ability accuracy and I won't be able to parry him. So he's not being very friendly. He's throwing a lot of heavies, but here I just got my opening. I re-parried the 3rd hit and now I am okay. I'm just gonna go in, then use my striker into an SP1, and that should be enough to kill him off. He threw an SP2 at the end of it, but then again, if you don't have another option, Okoye does amazing, not only against Arnim Zola, but a lot of defenders. She is just awesome. Now, there are quite a few attackers that I've not given there. There are some honorable mentions. So, for example, Kushala is a great one. So if you have her, the more same basic attacks he will use, the more buffs the opponent are going to get. There's also going to be Ronan, but I just don't like the cheap tricks from Ronan, so I don't have him. And on top of it, in the era of 7-star rank 4s, Ronan sometimes can fall really short. and there's a lot of champions that can counter the stun. So Ronan is not at the top of my list, but there is kind of a honorable mention for him. So the final good attacker for me is going to be Jessica Drew. She is just awesome. She just take a little for you to get those Furies up, but once you have those Furies up and you throw those SP1s with those power stings, the defender dies super quick. The Photon is one of those annoying defenders that can always wrong foot you, so you really have to play really well against her. So just the SP1 out, I'm going to throw an SP1 after this, and that's going to apply a bunch of power stings, making sure that she does not get into her pure light mode, and we can take her out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which were your champions. I will make some dedicated videos on some of the best attackers that I've used in this victory pack. I hope you enjoy, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!